Well, okay, so I've been doing some research lately, and you know how BLM claims to be all about police brutality and everything like that. I feel that that would be a good thing to get behind. And when they first came out, I was actually like, okay, yeah, I'm behind this because there was a problem with police brutality. Was. And there's a minor problem still. The numbers don't back up what BLM are saying. So let's start at like a year when they were first formed, okay? From 2013 to 2019, that's like January 2013 to December of 2019 in Washington, okay? So basically, where all this Chaz Chop mess was going on. Okay? There were 25 shootings of black suspects. I'm not going to say they died. I'm not going to say that they lived. I'm not going to say they did anything, okay? Because all it said in the information was that there were shootings of 25 black people in Washington state. So not DC. Then we want to take another look at the other side of the coin, because I like keeping things even when I'm dealing with facts. The fact is that in Washington state, in 2019 alone, okay, 50 weeks, 2019 alone, there were 38 cops killed in the line of duty. Now, it doesn't say by white people, by black people, by Mexican people, by anyone, okay? It says there were 38 cops killed in the line of duty. Now, if we take that number and we put it into 6 years, like we did the 25 shootings of black people from 2013 to 2019, so 38 per year, that's like a huge number that I'm not going to bother calculating. You could go ahead and calculate that for me. But I will calculate the 25. I'm feeling a little bit, how would you say lazy today? Mathematically lazy. But we take 6 years, take 25 that were shot. It doesn't say killed, it says shot by cops. That's approximately 4 per year. 4. So that way we could look at the 38 and realize that it's like 9 times as many cops were killed each year than black suspects were shot each year. And that's amazing when you break it down that way, because you're looking at it 25 people killed in 6 years. That's approximately 4, maybe 5. We'll say 5. Let's just say 5 to make it easier. Okay, 5 people per year were shot by cops. It doesn't say if it was justified or non-justified, so I'm not going to argue that point. I'm just going to argue the numbers compared to 38, approximately 9 times as many cops killed in action. That means while they were out there doing their job. And you're telling me the violence against whom needs to stop? There's violence against who? Yeah. Y'all need to get it together. through a lot more research. And this one YouTuber I absolutely abhor. I abhor him. Because, like, first he'll be like, oh, okay, this, that, and the other facts. And he'll be totally non-biased. And then he'll say something that is just totally biased, one way or the other. And I'm just like, how can you say that your channel is totally unbiased if you sit there and say shit that's biased? I don't understand that. I'm not understanding. I ain't trying to understand that.
Because he's unbiasedly biased.
Right. And so, but he did give me good information, and he does give good information sometimes. So I do look at his channel. So when I went over there and I looked at his channel, he was talking about the funding of BLM. And they mostly get donations. Through some more research about their donations chief or leader or main person in charge of donations, I found out she's on the terror watch list. Which doesn't surprise me. And I'm not going to say why, because then you guys are going to be like, oh my God, we're listening to a racist. No, it doesn't surprise me because I'm a profiler. I like to profile people. I do. It keeps me safe, and everybody does it. Don't try to duck under the covers and go, well, I don't profile people. Yes, you do. Don't lie. Okay? It is an inner built system in your own person that is developed from life experiences. It's not passed down by your mom. It isn't passed down by your dad. It isn't taught in school. In other words, it's not systemic. Okay? It is taught to you by your life experiences. Now, from this lady's actions and who she supports, other than BLM, it doesn't surprise me she's on a terror watch list. Not at all. Anyway, so the donations. If you want to, prove me wrong, prove me right, go to BLM's donation page and see who handles their donations. And it's like Code Blue or
Code
something blue.
Code Blue.
Okay. It's something blue anyway. And then you cross-reference that. Go Google that. And you'll find out that's the Democrat Party. So when people say, BLM is funded by the Democrat Party and is part of the Democrat Party, they're not lying to you. Now, in BLM's mission statement, found this out as well because I went to their website, I read it. Their mission goal, one of them, is to dismantle, destroy, whatever, the prescribed Western nuclear family. Okay? That in and of itself doesn't say much. You're like, okay, so they want to break families apart. That's fine. Whatever.
Look at the phrasing.
But now I'm a breakdown. Prescribed Western nuclear family. Okay? So now we're looking at that little word, Western. Why did they have to put that in there? They could have said the prescribed nuclear family, but they chose to put Western in it. So let's look deeper. Who else has a problem with Western civilization? Islam and Sharia. You don't believe me? Go read their mission statement. They are against Western civilization. What does the co-leader of BLM then say? Out loud. I have to pray to Allah to stop me from killing white people. You know, as an Irish, as an Irish descendant, I say, Lassie, whenever you're ready, come on. You don't need Allah on your side, but you're going to need God and the police. I'm telling you that right now. Because a lot of white people were getting sick and tired of being picked on for no reason. We tried to be understanding. We tried to go, okay, you know, maybe there is a problem. Let's just try and be a little more nice. Maybe we're being a little too mean. Let's just tone it down a little bit. But the generation I come from, if somebody gets under your skin, grow thicker skin, and stop being a puss, all right? They're not out for black justice. They're using you black people. Sorry. You know, a white person saying that, oh my God, she's got to be racist. No, they're using you. They are using you, and they think it's hilarious because they feel that you are too stupid to see it. They are not trying to uplift the black community. They're trying to destroy our way of life. Look at what's going on in America. Is tearing down statues of abolitionists, Gandhi, the rest of them. Hell, Saint somebody in California who was Hispanic. Is that uplifting black people and brown people? Is it uplifting to you black women when they tear down a statue dedicated and made to remember when women got their rights? Is that uplifting to you? It's not uplifting to me. And then look at the statues, what they're tearing down. They are tearing down statues of very virtuous people. Sure, there may be a few slave owners thrown in there, whoop-de-doo. They are trying to do what is called breaking down society to where everybody thinks that none can be virtuous. It's a Marxism tactic. And what does the leader of BLM state they are politically? Marxist. Coincidence? I think not. And I actually got that thought pattern from watching Milo. I was like, hey, he's got a damn point right there. And then after going and researching the statues they're pulling down, I'm like, wait a minute. Gandhi was not a slave owner, and Gandhi, why are they pulling down Gandhi anyway? He was Indian, as in from India. India people are quote unquote colored people. Wait, why are they tearing down statues of black individuals that supported the abolition cause? What's next? Are they going to pull down Martin Luther King? Are they going to pull down the Buffalo Soldiers? I mean, they literally pulled down a statue dedicated to a regiment that was a black regiment. Not the Buffalo Soldiers, though, but one of the other ones in the Continental U.S. Army. And I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't seem right. And then Milo put it all together for me. They're trying to take the virtue out of being a person. They're trying to make it seem like no one could be so virtuous that you could get a statue to be remembered for all time of making a difference. And that kind of worries me because they might get the brilliant idea of pulling down the statue of the Marines on Iwo Jima, and I wouldn't recommend that. Just to let you know, if there's any BLM people out there listening, I would highly recommend you telling Antifa and the rest of them, do not pull down that statue. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because, see, I wouldn't be worried about the Marine Corps coming to get you, but I would be strictly concerned about how many Marines enlisted in the Corps, then went home and are still Marines, and that statue means something to them. And the military, if you didn't know, have a very close kinship with each other, black, white, green, all that. Like Ermi said, you're all equally worthless, and you're all green.
In the Marine Corps, we used to have a saying, there is no color. The only color that you have is green.
You see, so that's, my husband's a Marine, by the way, and he's from California. I know a Marine from Texas. I know a Marine from various other places in the world, and I'm going to tell you right now, anywhere you go, you could probably bump into one. Just like the Army, Navy, Air Force, and Coasties, you will eventually bump into one of each branch. Anywhere.
Not to mention, it really pissed off the Native Americans, being that one of the ones who raised the flag over Iwo Jima was Native American.
Well, you ain't heard what they did? They pulled down a statue dedicated to one of the Native Americans recently that helped with abolition.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all just alienating everybody, aren't you?
No, Milo was right. They're trying to take virtue out of the society so that everybody is basically, like Arlie Ermy said, equally worthless. And that we have no way of rising above what they tell us.
Communist Playbook 101.
Marxism.
Marxism, communism, first thing they do.
Yep.
Tear down and rewrite history.
And if you don't believe me, look at one of their other mission statements. Their demands. We demand that children learn from history books authored by Black and Native authors, scholars. And I'm like, you don't want that to happen. Because number one, Native and Black scholars, I actually read and learn from them. When I had my first child, he was mixed, okay? My oldest son is mixed. And so I wanted him to know his heritage. And the people I went to were Black scholars to learn their heritage so that I could teach them their heritage. And I'm telling you, if you want ugly to get uglier, you gonna teach all them children that Black people were the first people to sell slaves, that Irish slaves were treated worse than Black slaves, and that Irish women were forced to breed with Black male slaves to make light-skinned Black slaves. So, yeah, you know. A lot of people would also argue, well, you know, I think that the best thing is for everyone just to, like, get the hell off this stolen land and go home. I'm from here. My heritage leads directly to here. Not many people can say that their heritage leads to anywhere else in the world but here. Okay? So you go back to Africa if you want to. You go to Europe if you want to. And if you're feeling real bad about being white, go right ahead and go try on England, Germany, Russia. By all means. By all means. But me, I'm from the Americas. Because I have native blood in me. Aztecian blood, to be exact. I also have Spaniard blood in me. I also have Irish blood in me. This is my damn home. This is where I live. This is where I will raise my kids. This is where I will die and be put in the ground. My home. So if you feel like you want to support BLM and throw everybody off with stolen land, go right ahead. Because you'll also be throwing Africans off their own lands, English people off their own lands, and we'll all just end up dead. Throughout history, when the world, a planet becomes anew, tribes, clans, cavemen seek out more land. It's the way the world works. It's part of any society's history. If you think for 1 second that the white man came over to America and introduced natives to savagery, you're wrong. You are not only historically wrong, but you are mentally wrong. And I say this as a proud native. I know my history. I'm not part of any tribe. I don't attach myself to any tribe, but my heritage is Comanche. Aztecs roamed up here and became Comanche somehow. I'm not even worried about that. And in many circumstances, warring tribes will take over land that belonged to the other tribe. Is it stealing from them? No, it's called the right of conquest. If you're strong enough to hold your land, then good on you. If you're not strong enough to hold the land, then you better be prepared to be indentured. And that's exactly what happened in Africa many, many, many moons ago. Warring tribes in Africa would fight with each other. The winner of the tribal war would take the other tribe and either absorb it or sell it into slavery because they wanted bacon, tobacco, and cotton. You started your own slavery, so don't give me that bullshit. Go and bypass me. Bypass me. The only ones that I feel bad for is my Irish ancestors because my Irish ancestors were actual political prisoners. Where England would have a steady supply of Irish people because they took over Ireland. And I can't be real mad at England either because that is a right of conquest. To be fair. But I can be mad that they took Irish people as political prisoners and sold them into slavery. And BLM, you could put all those nice little sweet words on it and say, well, they were indentured servants. They were indentured servants. They weren't slaves. Indentured servants are slaves, you moron. Okay? They don't get paid. And they have to do what they're told. So zip it unless you know history. My final thing is this. Now we all know Ilhan and Rashida and what they support. They support Palestine. They support Hamas. They support terrorism. Why do they support BLM? Riddle me that, Batman. Nothing? No answers? Because Islam, Sharia law, Muslims, Hamas, all those people want to destroy the Western way of civilization. Destroy the prescribed Western nuclear family. Need I say more? Anyone that supports BLM supports Democrats, supports Hamas, supports Islam, supports Sharia law, supports terrorism. That's what you support. You also support Marxism, socialism, and communism. How American do you feel now? Now, I've always had this rule. I don't judge people. I do not judge people. I will not judge a person. I always feel, though, that if you don't like America, because Americans are pampered, we are the most pampered people in this damn world. We could see it right now while the riots have been going on for the past 2 weeks and nobody is doing nothing to stop it. We are the most damn pampered society on this planet. And if you don't like the laws, if you don't like America, why don't you get the fuck out? Why don't you leave? Instead of redoing what we like, the majority of people, and I'm not talking about white people, I'm talking about black people, natives, everybody else that you say are against you. We are against you. We are. And you know what? It's not just white people. It's not just cops. It's not just politicians. It is black people, native people, Hispanics. It's all colors that love America. The patriots, the 3%ers, the militias, the people that follow the law. You know, FTLs. Yeah, there's black people that do that too. There's Hispanics that do that too. Chinese people, Japanese people, all people that migrated to this great country. We love this country and we are against you. It's no guessing. If you think we want what you want, we don't. We do not want America to be destroyed. We do not want the Constitution to be destroyed. We do not want the monuments, the statues, the museums, our history erased. Instead of trying to take and change America into some socialist, Marxist, communist country, they have them. They do. It's called Russia. It's called China. Venezuela. And you'll see down there, your shit will not be tolerated. It will not. You say something out against the government in those places and you will be dead. There will be no riots and burning in the streets and protesting and all the rest of that stuff and saying, oh, the cops beat me down in Russia. Russians will be go, so don't be a criminal. You are pampered in America. And I challenge everyone from BLM, anyone that supports BLM, any of those quote unquote white apologizers and people that hate America, I challenge you. Go live by the laws in Mexico, in Venezuela, in other places. and see how much you love America after that. Because of that great Constitution, fools, you are provided rights. You want police brutality? Go to Russia. The police do not care. You swing on them, they will shoot you. And you know what the courts will say? Guess you shouldn't have swung on them. But I didn't even hit him. I didn't even have a gun. I was an unarmed, innocent black person. So what? Go down to Venezuela. Talk about how much you hate Venezuela. Talk about how much you want to burn down the statues of people that you don't like. Tear down the statues of the people you don't like. See if you ain't found in some prison or found dead in some desert. I'm serious. Go to China. Do that shit. Enjoy their internment camps. Seriously. Enjoy it. You will be put in prison and there won't be nothing anyone could do for you. And you know what? You know what's great about this country is because if you did get caught up like that, I guarantee you that man that's sitting in the president's chair right now, that you hate and loathe so much, will probably be like, hey, you need to go on and let them go. They're American. You need to let them go. Or else. I find it sickening that BLM says they stand for something that their mission statement totally annihilates. You don't stand for black people. You don't stand for the upliftment of the black community. You want to change America into a socialist, Marxist, communist nation. You are a political puppet of the Democrat Party. That's all you are, BLM. And you are indentured to Hamas and to terrorists and terrorism. That's who you are. And I made sure that I could back those statements up by doing research and finding out for real. And now I know for real. BLM is not about supporting the black community, uplifting the black community. They are about changing America, just like the Democrat Party wants them to. Did you find it weird that after the last election, BLM disappeared and they were just quiet? And now all of a sudden they're back and it's an election year? They're political puppets. The Democrat Party is now filled with socialists, Marxists, communists, and progressives. And if you don't believe me, look at what they're trying to do. You do your own damn research. And you will figure it out. America is not going to fall, BLM, Hamas, Islam, Sharia law, all you people. America is not going to fall on my watch because I will keep telling the truth and I'll keep pissing you off and I don't care if you get mad at me. I don't. Because I guarantee you, when the rubber meets the road, you cannot prove that what I'm saying is not true. But I could prove that it is. Because I took screenshots just in case you decided to go and delete some things. So yeah, y'all do y'all own research. Find out who you support. And you white people out there that are apologetic and sorry, did you own slaves? No? Then why are you sorry? Did you do all the stuff that they're mad about? No? Then why are you sorry? And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this, and this is going to be the last thing I say. To all the Christians out there that are also white apologists, and you like to bow down in front of them and wash their feet, I'm going to give you a little history lesson in Christianity today. Washing someone's feet is a way to greet them honorably when they come into your home. And that is reserved for friends and people that you hold in high regard, i.e., Jesus. Thou shalt not bow down before any other person but God alone. So basically, you're submitting yourself to Him. And you're bowing before them. Oh, no, I'm kneeling in prayer with them in unity. No, you do not bow to anyone but God. So while you're telling me I'm a bad Christian for knowing the facts, okay. When we both get to the pearly gates, and God asks you why you bowed before man, don't let me stop you on explaining it. These people are not oppressed. These people are not slaves. These people are not butthurt because they were once slaves. These people want to change America, take away our rights, destroy our home. And you're bowing down to them and apologizing for being patriotic? I think not. When it comes down to it, know who the hell you support. And that's real with Robo.